The whole case of 500.
Thank you for everything. Always. How was the trip? Yeah. Where did y'all go? Well, I was thinking you did come back a little. Oh. How you doing? That's a pretty smile. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Unity of Chattanooga. Oh, does the time change next week? 2 weeks. Woo! 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 You know that hour. Woo! That hour ahead is something else. But here we go. Here we go. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, up, far beyond this time and space. Up to a higher place. I feel my soul lifted to a higher place. Come on, up to a higher place. Up, far beyond this time and space. Up to a higher place. I feel my soul lifted to a higher place. Higher place. Higher place. I feel my soul lifted to a higher place. Higher place. Higher place. I feel my soul lifted to a higher place. Up to a higher place. Up, far beyond this time and space. Up to a higher place. I feel my soul lifted to a higher place. Higher place. Higher place. I feel my soul lifted to a higher place. Higher place. Higher place. I feel my soul lifted to a higher place. Yeah, higher. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see love in every face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Thank you, Lucas. Let me do this. Light our Christ candle. And it worked. It is so good to be back here with all of you today. It's just wonderful. We've been gone a month, and we watched you online as much as we could, but it's just not the same as being here in person. In case you're new here, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Lynn Chartier, and I'm a prayer chaplain, and I also am the host of the Meetup group for Unity of Chattanooga. So if you found us through Meetup, please say hello, either in person or online. We'd love to know who you are. So let's begin our opening prayer by taking 2 slow, deep breaths. As we settle into this present moment, feeling peace in this present moment, feeling gratitude for something or someone in your life that brings you joy. Feeling gratitude for this space where we can gather for fellowship, learning, and sharing our gifts with one another. Now we send our peace and gratitude out into the world. Our thoughts are forgiving. Our words are kind. And our actions are loving and compassionate. And so it is. Amen.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see love in every face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Yes. I wonder who asked the question. Who's Shirley? But I know. Okay, I love it. That's just horrible. Isn't it? Okay.
Someone had to ask the question.
Somebody had to ask the question. Who's Shirley? All right. That is not the first time anyone's done that before. It cannot be. All right. Your love keeps lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. I said your love keeps lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. I said your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire, and I'll be at your side forevermore. I said your love keeps lifting me higher than I ever been lifted before. I said your love keeps on lifting me than I ever been lifted before. Now once I was downhearted, disappointment was my closest friend, but then you came, he soon departed. You know he'll never show his face again. I said your love keeps lifting me, come on, lifting me higher and higher, higher. Your love keeps lifting me, love keeps lifting me, lifting me higher and higher. I'm so glad I finally found you. Yes, that one in a trillion. And now with you, my loving arms around you, and I can stand up and face the world again. I said your love keeps lifting me. Love keeps lifting me higher and higher, higher. Your love keeps lifting me. Love keeps lifting me higher and higher, higher. Your love keeps lifting me. Come on, love keeps lifting me higher and higher, higher. Your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher, higher. Come on in. Your love keeps lifting me. Love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Yeah. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Wow.
We'll keep it up.
Yeah, thank
I got this at a thrift store a long time ago. I finally wore it last December, but it's African Sunday at the Baptist Church. I don't know if this is African, but it's something, all right. Y'all take care. I love y'all. So good to see so many different faces. Some of them I haven't seen before. Good to see you back, no. I didn't see. No. Well, you, yeah. I say no. Good to see y'all. No. All right, everybody. Okay. Love y'all too. Take care. See y'all.
Wow, that was amazing. Our first song was Up, and then Our Love Keeps Lifting Us. Does anyone know who the original artist was for that song?
Jackie Buchanan?
I knew you would know that. I'm sorry I don't have a prize for you, but thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Chattanooga's Sunday celebration services. Unity of Chattanooga is where we welcome people of all faiths can come for inspiration, guidance, and community, because being around like-minded people is always uplifting. My name is Mona Petro, and it's my honor to be with you today. And thank you for choosing Unity of Chattanooga and to be here today. I also want to welcome everyone who is joining us online, and please know that you're just as much a part of this service as if you were here in person. So welcome, and say hello to your fellow onliners. Do we have anybody here for the first time today? Yay. Welcome. Hello. And in the back row, welcome. Yes, please raise your hand. And Penny's going to pass out a packet to you. And on the back is a form that you can fill out and receive our bi-monthly newsletter. You won't get inundated with any information, but it is twice a week, and you can or twice a month rather, and keep up with the happenings of Unity. There is, let's see. So we have a way of welcoming people that are here for the first time. And so everyone, warm up your hands as we say together. There we go. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. The Christ in you refers to that spark of divinity, the same quality of being that Jesus and other spiritual leaders brought forth in themselves and demonstrated in their ministries. Unity of Chattanooga is a member of Unity Worldwide Ministries, a movement started by Charles and Myrtle Fillmore about 125 years ago. Unity is a global, inclusive spiritual community that offers practical, uplifting resources to help all people of all faiths apply positive spiritual principles and practices to their lives. We honor the universal truth in all religions and respect each individual's rights to choose their own spiritual paths. Here at Unity, we welcome all people and honor all the values of every person. We believe that all people deserve to live in peace and harmony. We choose to embrace the rich diversity in God's oneness, celebrating differences in opinions, beliefs, and identities. Unity offers spiritual teachings that can make a positive change in your heart, mind, and your future. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are always welcome here. Now is the time of the service that we greet each other with a handshake, a hug, or a namaste.
Namaste.
I'm leaving it there.
Okay. Now, today's guest speaker is Reverend Hartupee. She traveled here today with her husband Skip from Tiger, Georgia. A small town of about 500 people in northeast Georgia. Never been there, but with the name like Tiger, Georgia, I think I need to visit. Reverend Ann is an ordained Unity minister who serves as minister of record and is part of an alternative ministry called Heart-Centered Living. The organization is focused on supporting individuals, groups, communities, and other nonprofit organizations in the elevation of consciousness through spiritual awakening, abundance realization, healthy life choices, and practical spiritual living. Yeah, right? Her vision is to empower people to embrace their spiritual identity and use practical spiritual principles to lead fulfilling and purpose-filled lives. Rather than tell you what to do or believe, Reverend Ann journeys with you as you realize and embrace your innate wisdom, strength, and creativity. So please welcome me in joining Reverend Ann.
Good morning. I am so happy to be here with you. You are getting it on. That was fun. All right.
Is that not your water? That's not your water.
That is a prop.
Oh, that's a prop. Oh, I'm sorry.
Leave the prop alone. Don't drink out of it. All right? Oh, quite a lot has happened just in the last couple of months, hasn't it? Whew. We inaugurated a new president. Devastating weather events have ravaged areas of the country, and we had to say goodbye to one of the world's greatest humanitarians, in my humble opinion, Jimmy Carter. Yeah. So it's been a real roller coaster of mental and emotional reactions almost daily, hasn't it? It almost gives us the deer in the headlights look some days, which is why I chose this for who's there? Who's there when all this stuff is going on? Well, over the past few months, I've had conversations with several people who've asked these questions. How do I show up in this uncertain and unsettling time? How do I know what to do? And how do I interact with and respond to everything that's happening in the world? Well, I am reflecting on these questions too. I wonder what I am to do, and more importantly, be. Early in this new year, I am apprehensive and concerned. I want to find a way to bring meaning and grace to this world I love. So today, we will look at our consciousness because I don't believe anyone hasn't felt frustrated or down about things at some point. Perhaps the chaos of the last election affected you. Or maybe there's been some family drama. Maybe a friend just upset you. Life can be going along just so smoothly, can't it? And suddenly we're thrown off balance. The Revealing Word, a dictionary of metaphysical terms, defines consciousness as the sense of awareness, of knowing. This knowing is our capacity to transcend our intellectual knowledge. It's a feeling that we know that we know. For example, in certain weather conditions, you say, oh, the day is freezing cold. You are physically conscious of the cold. And when you enter a dark room, you're conscious of the darkness. And when you turn on the light, you're conscious of the light. These are physical examples of consciousness. You may also be conscious of things the senses cannot report. Some examples of these things are being courageous, compassionate, connected, believing you're enough, and forgiving ourselves and others. The sources of these feelings may be so remote from our perception that we can't determine where the feelings begin. When our consciousness is not associated with physical sources, we are more fully identified with our mind than when our consciousness is associated with an object or experience presented by our physical senses. And in this instance, our mind is conscious only of a state that it has produced. Some call these thought reactions. For example, sensations of pain from a burn by a match are repeated in your mind at the sight of a match. I read about a teacher once who explained how we carry around our thought reactions. The teacher walked around the room carrying a glass of water, and of course the students expected her to ask the question, is the glass half full or half empty? Well, instead, smiling, she asked, how heavy is this glass of water? And some of the answers were 8 ounces or 20 ounces. I don't know how heavy it is. She replied, the absolute weight doesn't matter. It depends on how long you hold the glass. If I hold it for a minute, it's really not a big deal. If I hold it for an hour, I'll have an ache in my arm. But if I hold it for a day, my arm will feel numb and paralyzed. In each case, the weight of the glass doesn't change, but the longer I hold it, the heavier it gets. She continued, the stresses and worries in life are exactly the same way, aren't they? Think about them for a while, nothing happens. Think about them a bit longer and they begin to hurt. And if you think about them all day long, you might feel paralyzed, incapable of doing anything. Often, our thoughts can take on a life of their own in that mental dialogue inside our heads. Have you ever noticed this? If you have, you may also realize it never stops. The voice keeps going on and on and on. Have you ever wondered why it talks in there? How does it decide what to say and when to say it? How much of what it says turns out to be true? How much of what it says is even that important? And if right now you're hearing the voice say, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't have a voice inside my head. That's the voice I'm talking about. If you've read the book, The Untethered Soul, Beyond The Journey Beyond Yourself by Michael A. Singer, I think y'all are having a book study, you may recognize some of these questions. Mr. Singer stresses how the voice inside our head greatly influences the thoughts we hold in our minds and ultimately our consciousness. I like to think of our level of awareness as who we are, because this is what others see or hear in our reaction or responses to situations. But in order to be who you truly are, you must let go of who you think you are. Our way shower, Jesus Christ, and his disciples also taught their followers about paying attention to their thoughts. The New Testament is full of Bible verses about directing our thoughts. One popular verse is Philippians chapter 4, verses 8 and 9. Whoops, there's Michael. Got a little behind, sorry. Okay. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. What you have learned and received and heard and seen in me. Practice these things, and the God of peace will be with you. It's so tough to think about what is true, honorable, and worthy of praise when the voice in our head recites everything wrong in the world and our individual life experiences. To complicate things even more, many of us believe that spirituality is meant to bring about harmony and peace. But the diversity of our philosophies, beliefs, concepts, and views about spiritual matters often leads to confusion and even conflict. Our efforts to develop spirituality cause notions of success and failure. And these thoughts then bind us to our self-judgments. Thoughts like, am I growing? Have I done anything wrong? Am I meditating enough? Michael Singer said in a recent interview, truth is only complicated because we pass it through our habitual thought patterns. When we step back from ourselves, truth becomes simple. There are not many paths to freedom. There is only one. In the end, no matter what particular patterns of thought we have managed to build in our minds, freedom always means transcending these personal thought patterns. So, how do we transcend our personal self and awaken to spiritual freedom? How do we think about whatever is pure, lovely, commendable, and worthy of praise? Well, the first step is to realize who's there, who is showing up inside. There is a voice talking, and there is you who notices the voice is talking. It's important to spiritual growth and raising our level of awareness that we realize we are not the voice of the mind. We are the one who hears it. We are the ones who take a step back and notice that it's talking without allowing it to affect our consciousness. This practice of detachment is essential to awakening spiritual freedom. So we also need to be aware of the law of mind action. It's usually said this way: thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. But a more precise and accurate way of saying this is thoughts held in mind with feeling produce more thoughts with a feeling of the same kind in mind. When we hold a thought in mind with feeling, we are giving that thought life in our mind. When we hang on tight to a thought in mind, we are desiring that thought. By observing these thoughts with detachment and not buying into each one as truth, we can transcend our personal selves and develop the spiritual freedom to determine who is showing up inside. We all experience life from inside presence. We are always inside presence, always, no matter what's happening, no matter the changing nature of our moods or the world around us. We are always inside presence. And our purpose as spiritual beings is to give voice to that presence. It sounds so simple, but it's not easy. How easily we fall into the prison of forgetting. How easily we can be engulfed in the illusion of separation. But every time we return to presence, we give form to that presence. Living inside presence is a constant choice of surrender. It means acknowledging what arises in our life experiences, moods, and consciousness without getting hooked on it or becoming identified with it. Thich Nhat Hanh says to be empty is to be full of everything except a separate sense of self. It's about letting go of all the little identities formed by our habitual thought reactions and attachments and living inside presence. My answer to all the questions about how to show up, what is mine to do, and how to interact with the circumstances of this world is to surrender and live from this inside presence moment by moment. We each have different experiences in our life journey. We are each provided many opportunities to dig deep and become more aware of who is showing up inside. I've learned that the voice in my head thrives on whatever my attention chooses to give it. The thoughts we hold in mind with feelings affect our consciousness and life experience. Push the sacred pause button when you feel things getting overwhelming or out of control. Take a deep breath and step back. Observe your thoughts and feelings objectively. See them through the lens of truth with a capital T. Then gently let go of them rather than anchoring yourself in them, so you can embrace the best of who you are, the real you. Then, whatever is true, honorable, just, or pure, whatever is lovely or commendable, if there is any excellence, anything worthy of praise, we can think about these things. We can practice these things. And in the process, we'll know the truth about ourselves, and it will set us free. And so this is. So I'm going to invite you now to just get a little comfortable in your seat. I invite you to take a deep, centering breath and let it out slowly. Still your minds, quiet your hearts, and open your spirit to the truth within. Take another deep breath in, hold it for a few seconds, and then breathe it out slowly. Consciously slowing your breathing with each breath. Feel your body becoming more relaxed and your mind becoming clearer and more focused. Claim your divine identity and your oneness with God by affirming silently, I am kind, I am loving, I am strong, I am wise. Limiting thoughts, though familiar and even comforting, no longer have power over me. I turn my attention from any negative or distracting energy and focus on new potential and unlimited possibilities. Embracing the work of inner change, you are transformed. With courage and confidence, you step into a new way of thinking and a new way of living. Divine wisdom, power, and order are made real as you choose thoughts, words, and actions that bring forth only good. You are transformed as you gently let go of thoughts of lack or limitation your mind is renewed, and you live the highest truth of perfect, harmonizing, unifying love for yourself and all others. This sacred truth takes hold deep within your spirit. And now, as you take a few moments in the silence, know that you are not the thoughts that float across your mind. You are the one noticing them. Gently let them go and rest quietly now for a few moments in the silence. And as you gently bring your attention back to this now moment, you remain anchored in the wisdom of your divine being, that inside presence. You embrace the best expression of who you have come here to be. And so this is. Amen.
The clicker. Okay. Wow. Yeah, ton. Incredible. Thank you, Reverend Ann. That was just. Anybody else? Yeah. Words? Any? None? Yeah, I mean. It's right with you. Okay, well now this is the time in our time of service where we do our collection, and you know, this is an opportunity to give back and support our community. We use our dollars here in our community. It's not going to you know, a cathedral anywhere. And I invite our people online too, our online community. You know, you're as much a part of our Unity of Chattanooga community as we are sitting here in the chair. And it's the Lauren and I were just you're just as connected to the success of our church as anyone sitting in a chair here, and it's your donations that help us cover the cost of the video streaming and the ability to watch these services. Does anybody else go back and look at the services sometimes? Boy, I mean, so just keep that in mind as the offering basket comes around, and we have different ways of, but let's do our blessing first. But I'm not supposed to stand in front of the microphone. Okay, so with everybody, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I receive in abundance.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm bending down because I'm blocking the screen. Okay. So, Heavenly Spirit, Father, Mother, God, thank you for these gifts. Thank you for this generosity. Thank you for this opportunity these gifts and these investments in our community help us grow and help us do cool new things and have a space here to pay the city property taxes and the county property taxes and stuff like that, which is real. But we get to have sessions here like we had yesterday with Gnome's Angels class. We had about 20 people there. I mean, having a space is such a gift.
Yes.
And so your gifts support that. And so I bless them. I love them. I love all you. Sorry.
Are you going to sing us another song, or is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Okay.
Yes, I am going to sing another song, but it's your turn.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Reverend Ann, so much. You know what I took, I make little notes what really resonates with me. And the voice inside my head said, put that glass down. Now. Down. Okay, right? Yes, okay. Now for our announcements. Has anybody ever wanted to be a DJ or worked in the media? I wanted to be a newscaster, but I had dyslexia, so that nixed that. But here's your opportunity, okay? Great opportunity. We're looking for assistance within our AV department. So if you have ever wanted to do that, or you can just spare maybe, one day a week? Is that right, Laura?
Not even.
I mean, one day a month, I'm sorry, one day a month.
maybe.
Yes, let Laura or Steve Hastings know, and you can assist with our AV, and they'll train you and everything. The Unity Metaphysical Discussion Group led by Amanda will be meeting this Thursday, the 27th at 6:30 p.m. On Friday, the 28th at 7 p.m., we will be showing the film The Dalai Lama Renaissance for our monthly spiritual cinema. The film is a captivating insight into the spiritual wisdom of the Dalai Lama. So that is one, I think it's going to be spectacular, just really touching. I've so much wisdom from the Dalai Lama, so I will be there. On Saturday, March the 1st, the board is having a volunteer appreciation dinner for anyone who has helped this past year. It's our way of saying thank you to everyone who has lended a hand. Please sign up on the back table if you'll be able to attend. We would love to have you. Following there is, we're going to have a little drum roll. We will have a drumming circle. So yeah, that's going to be led by Heath. And what time does that start? Like it's
6 o'clock to 7:30.
6 o'clock.
Yes.
6 o'clock to 7:30, and prior to that is, okay, but we'll just say following the dinner, yes.
The dinner may take a little bit longer, so we'll give time for the appreciation of all the volunteers first, and then we'll go into the drums.
Okay, perfect. So,
Special guest, Joseph Rodolfo, a renowned flute player, will be playing Native American flutes for us.
okay, awesome. So if you're not able to attend the volunteer appreciation, please come. The doors are open for everybody to attend. Bring your friends. We're very excited to announce that Laura and Eric Miller will be hosting a new spiritual connection group. This is called The Untethered Living, which is based on Michael Singer's book, Untethered Living and Untethered Souls. The 6-week series will be held on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. in person at their home. So their lovely home. And it starts on March the 11th through April the 15th. So even if you're not able to attend every session of the series, please come to whichever ones you are able to attend. Okay. We're still taking signups. If anyone is interested in the prayer chaplain training that's being held at Unity North in Marietta, Georgia, begins on Friday, March the 28th at 7, going through Saturday the 29th. Please see Eric Miller or Penny if you're interested in attending that, the prayer chaplaincy training. Next Sunday, March the 2nd, we will have Eric Miller will be our speaker. Eric's back there counting the money. He's our treasurer, so he puts the do not disturb. So, but anyway, he will be speaking on how to be a living magnet. This is on the writings of Charles Fillmore and Eric Butterworth. Okay, so we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we have every day that you can. So you'll have your whole weekend something to do. So I hope to see you there at 1, all whatever you can attend. Okay, and to close out, we have snacks. Everybody, please stay if you're able to, and let's close out with our peace song.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, in oneness all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The perfect picture. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.